Bradford is a vibrant city in West Yorkshire, with the current population standing at approximately 534,300 people. It is also one of the most diverse cities throughout England, welcoming people from all cultures and communities. The LGBT+ community takes around 5 to 7% of Bradford's current population. This estimates to between 33,000 and 48,000 people in total. And within this community are the glamorous subjects of this documentary. Drag has been around for a long time, and the movement has been a huge factor in the development of the LGBT+ community and its rights throughout history. In society today, drag is still a growing movement, and following the release of the reality competition show RuPaul's Drag Race, drag has never been more popular in mainstream culture. So, I want to take this opportunity to shine a light on the drag queens of Bradford and show what life is like for them and the LGBT+ community. To do this though, I'm going to need some help. So, I asked one of Bradford's longest running drag queens to come in and help give us an insight into the world of drag. Let's meet him, shall we?
My name's Paul Holdsworth. I am 33. My drag name is Marigold ADDAMS, and I've been doing it 16 years this year.
Paul has been working as a drag queen in and around Bradford for 16 years and has been the supporter of Bradford's LGBT+ community throughout his career.
I got into it because I used to tell jokes at the local pub, like literally just tell jokes at the end of the bar. And when I was 18, the landlord said, "Oh, I'd really love it if you could do something for my birthday." So I've always loved dressing up. Popped a wig on, told a few jokes, sung a few songs, and it went down really, really well. And I thought, this is a bit of an easy gig, this. I'm going to get paid for this. So I started doing it once a month, and then it got more and more popular. And then by chance, I actually got a job at the Sun Hotel here in Bradford. It was just like once a week, and then that progressed to twice a week. And before I knew it, I was doing quite a bit, and I worked there for 10 years. In terms of achievements, I've done a bit of film and a bit of television. I was lucky enough to actually do the first ever Bradford Pride when it was just a few people in the park. And I've done every single one since, which is 12 this year. And that's a big achievement for me because it's not necessarily about being famous or anything like that. It's really nice to be valued in my community because I love Bradford and I love the people. So it's really nice to be valued in that way. That's more important to me than someone I don't know saying, "Oh, you're very good." You know, if you have the respect of the people around you, that's what it's about for me.
The Sun Hotel, along with Candy Nightclub, are Bradford's LGBT+ venues. These venues play a huge part in the community and serve as a safe place for drag queens to express themselves. Drag started out in venues much like these and grew into a huge movement that has now spread around the world. So, what is drag?
Drag is an abbreviation for dressed as girl, which comes from Shakespeare, which I think most people know. Obviously, when they wouldn't let women on the stage, men tended to dress up as women to play those roles. But from what I understand, it's been going on a really long time. Historically, I don't know quite a lot about that, but more recently, in sort of the 20th century, you had a lot of men dressing as women, entertaining in underground gay venues, because obviously it was illegal up until the late 70s. As far as the drag movement's concerned, I think it's really great that it's more mainstream. I do think it's kind of saturated a little bit now, but it has come from really, really humble roots, and it's come from a really, really good place. I'm proud to do it.
And Paul isn't the only drag queen currently working in Bradford. Let's make a visit to Candy and the Sun Hotel to speak with Paul's drag sisters and the community to see what they think about Bradford and drag.
It's so good.
If you're going to come out in Bradford, Candy.
Gay, straight, bi, black, white, yellow, whatever you want to be, get it.
Everyone.
End of that.
We love it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do, I really do.
The atmosphere, especially in Candy, is great.
Paul is the resident DJ at Candy, which he does in drag under the name Marigold ADDAMS. Marigold is well known in the community and is valued by all the people that come to the venue. All the drag queens here are. There are those that love drag queens.
I absolutely love drag queens. I think just to be able to express yourself in the way that so many drag queens do and express such a message, which a lot of the drag queens do, is absolutely incredible.
There's drag queens everywhere.
Oh yeah, oh I love it.
So we know that we're comfortable.
Yeah, and we love it.
Drag queens are amazing. They're the face of the gay community, by far.
I don't do drag, but if I had to count how many drag queen friends that I know on my fingers, it'd be the same amount of people that don't do drag.
Same.
That's a good answer.
And then there are those that really love them.
Love them.
Oh my god, they are hilarious.
They're brilliant. They're amazing. Yeah. Love them. I love the banter.
Honestly, they make candy.
Even if it's vicious, I don't care. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
All the queens working in these venues bring something different to the scene, and were drawn into the world of drag through a variety of influences.
Well, the whole reason I got into it was because I was just obsessed with Lily Savage because of the cutting comedy and the whole working class. You could identify with that woman.
Good evening. Yes, it's the glamorous part of the night now. Did you all get a bevy in the interval? Why do they always have two fucking staff on in theatres?
So I was Paul O'Grady, Lily Savage was a huge influence on me, and that also influenced my look to begin with. There was a lot of leopard print, there was a lot of zebra print. Basically, kill it and wear it. It was very, very animalistic, very, very harsh makeup, short wig, really. Don't mess with me, you know, that sort of thing.
Raven from RuPaul's Drag Race. I think she was my biggest influence because I literally saw her for the first ever time and I fell in love with her.
My drag influencers, I'm influenced a lot by Jodie Harsh. I love her style.
So I started doing fine art. We progressed from classical paintings through to dark influences, which brought me to drag and then to explore this persona.
So, what's it like for drag queens and the LGBT plus community within Bradford?
The kind of things that you associate with being in an inner city, you know, you do have a few problems. If you do decide to do an external gig, you know, I've been out, you get a few catcalls and things like that. Luckily for me, I've never had anything seriously bad happen to me. I know people it has happened to, but I kind of like to think I'm a bit streetwise in that sense. If I was doing a gig, I'd always get escorted from the dressing room to the gig, things like that. And that's not necessarily a reflection on people around here. I think it's just being smart.
To be quite honest, I've had no problems. I found that most people are quite all right with it. You do get the odd comments, but it's natural, it's the world. People see something different, they want to make a comment. But on the whole, I've never had a problem.
I've been out several times. I've never had a gay comment thrown at me, a gay pride, out on a night out, ever. And I obviously can tell I'm gay. I sound gay, I walk gay. But it's just such a friendly place, and everyone's so welcoming in Bradford, always has been.
I have, and I think it's because I look different to what he looks like. I'm tall, I'm broad, I'm different to what he looks like, so I think people perceive that differently, and that's the only thing that's different.
Working in Bradford's, like working here is fine, like everyone's really open-minded, it's quite a mixed crowd and no one really bats an eyelid, everyone just takes you as you are.
When I lived down south, there were nothing anywhere near me. It was either Brighton or London, and that was my choice. And I lived right in between the two.
Yeah, I've lived in Bradford all the time, so
it were like 2 hours either way, and it was just ridiculous. And I had no chance of meeting anybody. But up here, I've met so many people that I connect to. It's awesome.
Bradford's a funny little community, should we put it. It's very diverse, should we say. So it's very up and down. You never know what you're going to get from one night to the other. But as a whole, I've been here for 7 years now in Bradford, so it's not too bad. I do love it for some random reason. I need a fucking medal. Marigold needs 2.
Drag has been a part of gay culture for decades and has grown to become a huge part of current mainstream media.
It's educating people a lot more, like recently over the last few years. I mean, when I first started doing drag, there was no RuPaul's Drag Race, there was no YouTube, so you just sort of got a drag mother and she taught you everything, and then you just sort of like learn as you went along. Like now, drag's just so like easy to get, like it's on Netflix, it's on YouTube.
Entertainment, it's like any entertainment in the world. It's a bit of, people need that bit of upbeat in life, and that's what drag does. It's just another way, it's like clowns, singers, actors, all that that kind of stuff. It's all about entertaining the world, putting a smile on someone's face, and also drinking a lot of sambuca and gin.
I think in a world where there's quite a lot of heavy stuff happening, there's quite a lot of horrible things happening, I think if you can just be made to laugh, be made to be drawn into a performance, I think if I can make someone happy for, you know, for even a whole evening, if I get someone hanging on, laughing at the jokes, really getting involved, it's a good escape for people. It's purely selfish because it's an escape for me. I love to do it because of the reaction I get. I'm an absolute junkie for applause. And if I make someone laugh, I'm just totally there and I'll keep dishing out jokes because it's just such a nice feeling knowing that you're making someone happy.
I definitely think for some people it's just pure entertainment, but then for some it's like sending a message. It's like, I think it's so brilliant seeing someone like Courtney Axe on Big Brother. She's saying that she wants to promote this pure message to teenage boys who are watching her to make sure that they feel fully confident in what they're doing, feel fully confident in their validity, and that they come up feeling respected, and I think that's amazing.
They are not people that just dress up for fun, they're people that dress to be different to what everybody else is. They stand, they perform. They are the people that represent us more than anybody else. Yeah, that's what I think.
Each queen has their own reasons for doing drag and their own ways of understanding its purpose.
Drag to me personally is an extension of me. I wouldn't say that I have a persona that I put on a separate character. It just gives me the ability to just sort of extend myself and push it outwards, really.
What attracted me towards it was my best mate, Ellis Atlantis. She turned around to me one day and she was like, for the shits and giggles, will you do drag with me? And I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. I walked in here the first ever time, a nervous wreck. I was really scared. I didn't even want to get out of the taxi. I walked in, and as soon as I felt the love, the appreciation, the atmosphere, I loved it, absolutely loved it, and I fell in love with what I felt doing drag.
It's my little escape. It's my way of expressing myself. I love it. I love to put performances together. It's basically what's going on in my head is happening outside. I get to play with makeup, I get to sing songs and put things together. And one thing that I would say more recently, I've always worked on my own. Up until about 4 or 5 years ago, I've always worked on my own. And now I work with a group of drag queens. And more recently, drag stopped just being about me, but it's kind of like a little family thing. So it's about self-expression, it's about happiness, and it's about family.
Drag has evolved so much as a movement in society and is now becoming more accepted and appreciated every day.
You've got people from all walks of life that are rushing home to watch RuPaul's Drag Race because they love it, you know. And it appeals to so many people, you know. I know little girls that absolutely love the feathers in the lipstick and all that. I think now, thanks to people like, you know, Courtney Axe winning Celebrity Big Brother, it has become more mainstream now. But yeah, I think it's in a really good place. I'd struggle to tell you where it's going to go because it's so high right now.
Drag has become huge in the entertainment industry, being used in TV, film and music in the current media. But more importantly, it's an art of self-expression and used to inspire a message of acceptance around the world. And that message is this.
Do you know what? Just do what you do. Be a nice person, make someone smile, and then just be a good person generally, and then the universe will give you it all back.
Drag queens, we have to force and suppress that overwhelming feeling to just push it forward and to do the best we can. And then look at us, we're here. So just push it back, fuck everyone else, and have a good time.
My advice to all the LGBT people out there is just be true to yourself. Find people around you that love you for who you are.
Just be yourself and get on with it. I mean, I know life's hard, but just do what you want to do and be happy, that's all I could really say.
Be yourself and do what you want to do. Do not deny what you want to do. Be who you are, enjoy yourself and live life to the fullest. Don't waste a moment of it, because life really is short. Enjoy your entire life.
I think, basically, for the last 16 years, having done so much, with pride, with charities supporting the LGBT community. What I would say is, even though things are pretty good at the moment, we've got a lot of the spotlight in the media and people on our side, there's still a lot of work to be done. And I think you younger people, do a bit of research, just see why you can walk down the street holding your partner's hand without being worried. And even though we've got more work to be done, keep being you, keep being fabulous, and I, as long as I can, will be happy to represent you and fight for you in every way I can.